In fact, no issue shows more how we use Fox to Amanda Bynes, the Republican Party, more than healthcare. Wait, let me do my best 30 for 30 voice. Okay, everybody wait for it. What if I told you Republicans invented Obamacare? Yeah, it's true. Republicans pre-Fox were a completely different party. One that actually governed and contained, I can't believe I'm saying this, ideas that help people other than the yacht hooker class. They were still assholes, but acceptable assholes. Not huge gaping prolapse assholes like they are now. Guys, why is the picture blurry? Can we get that uncensored pic of the prolapse asshole? Oh, much better. Disgusting, isn't it? After Bill Clinton took office, one of the first things he wanted to do after getting his dick sucked was pass universal government-backed health insurance. Republicans came back with a counterproposal, amazing, right? That adopted the individual mandate central to what would become Obamacare as a free market solution to save private insurers. The opposite of what you would think socialism is. It was called the HART Act, and 20 different Republican senators signed on as co-sponsors to the bill, including influential senators such as 96 GOP presidential candidate Bob Dole, Orrin Hatch, and Chuck Grassley, both of which voted against Obamacare. Grassley is still in the Senate and trying to repeal it to this day. But wait, there's more. Not only did the 2012 GOP candidate Mitt Romney support the individual mandate and pass in Massachusetts when he was governor, Romney's main Republican rival that year and one-time Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, did also. This means the last two real contenders in the GOP primary before Trump supported the individual mandate and even argued about it on national television.
The people of Massachusetts favor our plan 3-1. If they don't like it, they can get rid of it.
In 1993, in fighting Hillary Care, virtually every conservative saw the mandate as a less dangerous future than what Hillary was trying to do. The Heritage Foundation was a major advocate of it.
We can show 23andMe the genesis of the individual mandate that we can beyond a shadow of a doubt pinpoint the exact conservative think tank paper where the very ideas of Obamacare were born. Or take it from the conservative-leaning Wall Street Journal.
Obama administration likes to say that Romneycare, the Massachusetts health care plan that Mitt Romney passed when he was governor, was the template for Obamacare. Romney then turns and says that he got the individual mandate idea from conservatives like Newt Gingrich, who were pitching it back in the early 90s. And Gingrich turns around and says he got it from the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank in Washington. Does the buck stop with Heritage, James?
Well, not if you ask the people at Heritage, but in reality it does. The Heritage Foundation put out a monograph by Stuart Butler, then the Director of Domestic Policy Studies, in 1989. Which put forward the idea of the individual mandate as part of a universal healthcare system. It was very similar to the individual mandate in Obamacare, including the mechanisms for enforcement, such as insurance companies are required to report you to the government if you cancel your policy. That's exactly what Butler proposed in 1989.
I mean, it's not like he worked there when they wrote the paper.
By the way, I know this firsthand because I worked at Heritage at the time.
The individual mandate is as iconic to Republicans as Blue Met to Walter White, or Middle Eastern Men's Night at Chippendales to John Travolta. You can quibble about policy, but that's the thing. You can quibble about policy like adults. How did America go from seeing Republicans create a policy to seeing that same party wanting to abort it like a baby they made on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic?
In a healthcare debate that's grown increasingly contentious, perhaps nothing has drawn as much controversy as the so-called death panels. Critics have tried to press the idea that the proposed reform would lead to government-sponsored euthanasia of the elderly. But nothing being debated on Capitol Hill would give the government such authority. So how does a proposal that doesn't even exist gain so much attention?
When you talk about health care, you know, you said those death panels, which created a big controversy, and you're adding new words to the American vocabulary here. You stand by those comments.
Of course there are death panels in there, but the important thing to remember is that's just one aspect of this atrocious, unaffordable, cumbersome, burdensome, evil policy of Obama's, and that is Obamacare.
Remember those death panels we spent so much time talking about? Well, guess what? The death panels are back.
They are groups of healthcare professionals whom the federal government would pay to tell grandma and grandpa, which someday would be all of us, how to die.
And our senior's going to be in front of its death panel. End of life care. End of life care. Let me translate bullcrap to English. End of life care. Night, night, Grammy.
Death panels are back. Only the government isn't calling them death panels, more like death tests. even though the government isn't calling them that either, but trust Dr. Manny Alvarez, and again, who wouldn't?
Who percentage who believe reform proposals would allow the government to make decisions about when to stop providing medical care for the elderly. Overall, 45% believe that's true. But if you segregate out Fox News viewers, the number rises to 75%.
One person says one thing and the other one says another one, and you don't know which one is really telling the truth.
The answer is Fox News. I mean, it's pure uncut fear. You can't go from creating a policy to acting like it's Thanos getting the last Infinity Stone. But people weren't like, wow. Republicans supported many of those ideas, perhaps there's policy disagreements, but that unfounded rhetoric is dangerous for democracy. Because of the power of the Fox propaganda machine, the Republicans don't have to pay for any hypocrisy in any way. To this day, the only healthcare policy Republicans have is called Obama is a Muslim. Seriously, did you notice he's black? No, that's the actual title. I have it right here.